Remember the movie Aliens, where a whole bunch of xenomorphs crawl on the ceiling then drop down on the unsuspecting colonial marines? Well, if you've ever wondered what it's like to be in that position, you'll probably want to play Natural Selection 2. The original game was a mod for Half-Life and became a multiplayer sensation for its intriguing and atmospheric gameplay. 2 is a brand new game on its own engine. Choose aliens or marines and let the game begin, because you're in for one hell of a multiplayer experience. As I mentioned, Natural Selection started as a mod for Half-Life. Natural Selection 2 is very similar to its predecessor, but introduces a couple of new key features, including the ability to command for both aliens and marines, instead of aliens having gorge units build everything. The other major difference is, of course, better graphics. Now that that's out of the way, I want to get straight to the gameplay. Natural Selection 2 features 2 completely different styles of playing, blending both strategy and shooting. You can either be a commander for your team or a player on the field. One commander leads each team by issuing orders and building structures using an overhead view of the current map, very similar to any real-time strategy game. If you're one of the players on the map, you will play from a first-person perspective. Both modes are highly entertaining and diverse for aliens and marines. The game is especially similar to StarCraft or even Command & Conquer Renegade. The basic gameplay works like this. Both teams fight over various strategic locations on a map. These include resource nodes and technology points. The commanders build at these locations to generate an income from resource towers and unlock upgrades with command stations or hives. Holding and taking points require large amounts of teamwork, and with the right execution becomes a real thrill. Marines are largely ranged weapon based and can build structures placed by a commander, as well as quickly travel to distant parts of the map using placed phase gates. All marine structures require power to be active in an area, so you have to keep track of your power nodes. Marines also purchase different weapons, welders, and powerful exosuits with their personal resources. Aliens are completely different. There are 5 types of alien units, increasing in resource cost for the more powerful ones. You will always start as a Skulk, which is a lightly armoured alien unit capable of walking on walls. Ambushing unsuspecting marines as Skulks is core to the gameplay of a Skulk, and really satisfying if you pull it off. The stronger units can be evolved into. There's the Gorge, which acts as a defensive and support unit, healing allies, damaging armour and building defences. Then the Lurk, which can fly around, cling to walls, while unleashing a deadly array of spores and spikes. Next, there's the Fade, which can move extremely quickly by warping forward and can unleash devastating melee attacks before Marines even know what hit them. And finally, the Onos, a giant rhinoceros creature which deals heavy damage and is heavily armoured. Every alien can also evolve 3 of 6 passive traits if the commander has unlocked them. Traits do things like increase speed, provide cloaking, or regenerate health faster, and can make all the difference on the field. That is a basic rundown on how the game and the 2 sides work. There are tons of support structures, alternative units, and unique commander abilities available to you. I'm actually still learning how some of them activate myself, but the experience is not so overwhelming that the game is hard for newcomers. In fact, the game has been such a positive experience for me that I notice a lot of commanders will give you tips about how to play more effectively. But players are generally friendly, and there are many dedicated rookie servers available. Also offered is an explore mode where you can walk around and learn about structures and maps without fear of being chomped. Oh, I forgot to mention the number of maps. There are 6 maps in total, with more on the way, as well as some additional fan-made maps. The official ones are very well balanced, well, statistically speaking at least, and are updated by unknown worlds whenever they think that something is giving too much of an advantage. To summarise Natural Selection 2 for you, I have to say I'm extremely impressed by just about everything there is in the game. The combat is fast and brutal, commanding is challenging and rewarding, and the amount of teamwork is far more than I've seen in a game for years. Running around on walls as a skulk and chomping marines, or charging into an alien base with a dual minigun exoskeleton as a human is just too much fun. With all of the different types of alien lifeforms and the marine weapons to master, you're pretty much guaranteed to immerse yourself in an atmospheric game which lets you live out your great moments in the movies and experience action-packed fights. But it's not without problems, of course. The game was made by 10 people. That's pretty amazing considering the final product. But it's not optimized, meaning the frame rate will be pretty brutal on computers 4 or more years older. However, they are slowly making it more stable. Also, a lot of people agree that the aliens are too cute in the game. Yeah, I have to admit, with the pudgy gorge that slides on its belly, I'm more inclined to give it a hug than feel threatened. For the countless hours I've sunk into the game, the overall experience which you won't get from many other games, and the more than reasonable price tag, I am immensely satisfied with Natural Selection 2 and will be playing more of it. Natural Selection 1 is still probably better because of more content and music, but the developers are currently working on adding new traits, abilities and maps which should come out soon.